Hello everybody, this is part of the week 2 Thursday update. I've gone through everybody's initial post, which was great. We have a wide variety of beliefs and experiences, which is really going to come in handy when it gets to the research paper. Nice job on that. Video that you'll see under this one about perspective, and you'll see why I think and I make the case that the more perspectives you had, the fuller you can understand something, and the drawbacks of only having one perspective. And when it comes to perspective, you're going to see why I had you read chapter 12 right in the beginning, because I really think it's important that we can look at anything from multiple angles. And if we are stuck just looking at it from ours, we're not going to do as well a job. We won't understand it as well as if we're open to other ideas, other ways of looking at it. And that next video will go into that in some more detail. Now, in regards to what makes a good writer, it was really nice to see, curiosity, engagement, and even a good place to read, kept coming up again and again. And I hope you do that with these short stories that we're going to read. Because academic reading is different than the stuff that you do at home for fun, or the magazines or whatever you read for that topic that you like, right? I mean, hopefully you will end up in classes based on what you want to learn and you have some sort of interest in that. But there'll always be classes that you take just because they say, hey, take these 6 classes if you want that degree. So when we say read this, we are, of course, the understanding is that you comprehend it, right? And doesn't matter the topic. Maybe you like these stories. Maybe you think you learned all you needed to about the Holocaust in high school, right? And these stories really aren't about the Holocaust. They take place during the Holocaust in a camp, but it's really about what will human beings do to survive. And one thing that's really unique about this book is written by a Polish man who is not Jewish, right, but was thrown into the camps. And afterwards, him and a few others wrote about their experiences and just, here's the way it is. And if you read these, you'll notice, sure, the people running the camp, which actually sometimes barely come in, I think nobody's going to argue that they weren't horrible people. But this is about what people will do to survive. There really aren't any heroes in these stories because, survival strips away so much of that stuff. And I think it's really well written. And think about this, as you're reading it, it wasn't even written in English. So if it has power, there's something to a story that can be translated into another language and still have that power. Reading it, the first story, I want you to respond however you normally respond. I want you to just read a story, and the first perspective we will use to explore the story is yours. And then after we've read it, everybody's talked about this story and shared what they thought, I'm going to go into some other ways of looking at literature, right? And then we'll use them and look at different stories based on different criticisms. And that way we'll show you how, hey, when you change your perspective, you actually do notice different things. And then you can start deciding which kind of criticisms do you like best. All right, that should do it for now. As you're reading these short stories, the notes that I want you to take, right, will just be what sticks out for you, what kind of feelings, thoughts, and questions come up. If you do that, you should be set for any discussion that we have.